Emperor Palpatine, the personnel on this station and all ships in the area are under arrest. Cease your flight and return to the platform at once, or be destroyed. Not today, bootlicker. Securing the station now, sir. Squad 1, hold up here. Squad 2, secure the hangar.
Surprise!
Hailing Rebel Commander, this is Aaron Azamine. The Empire has just driven me and my family from our home.
This is
We
more
seek
like
your
it.
protection. May we approach?
You're Tomas Azamine's kids? He was a good man. I was sorry to hear of your loss. You're welcome to join us.
But how did you know where to find us?
I'm a friend of Owen Gar, one of your starfighter pilots. Is he there?
Well, we can discuss that in person.
Follow your escorts to the Cruiser Defiance.
Well, we made it safely to the Rebel fleet. With Dad and Galen gone, and Uncle Anton missing, we're on our own. The Rebels have agreed to take us in. I'm sure glad Olin was here to vouch for us. After that ambush at the Rebel hospital, there was definitely some suspicion. Eamon and I are going to try to find out what we can about Uncle Anton. In the meantime, it looks like one of your dreams is going to come true. Olin has put in a good word for you with Commander Devers. They're going to let you prove you're qualified to be a starfighter pilot.
Awesome. And of course I'm qualified to be a starfighter pilot. I got 5 kills in the last mission alone. I'm an ace off that one without anything else. Let's go back to the concourse. Right.
I have new messages for you, Ace.
Now we've joined the Alliance properly. That down there is what we used to have our crew quarters. Shut up, MK. Where we do family missions and stuff like that. But we've now got the inside of the Rebel frigate to look around. We can look up here. We've got the flight simulator. One of the random missions, or training missions. We've got the briefing room for the next mission briefing. We've got pilot proving grounds, which is also test tracks and things like that. We might do some of those later, but not right now. And we've got the film room where we can view recordings if I record any space battles. I've not really tried that too much because I'm not sure how good the recording controls actually are for this. But you never know. I might try it later sometime. And we also have the tech library. And we're going to have a quick look at the tech library while we're here because the tech library is awesome. You can see some of the ship models. And you can see what I mean about the XWA upgrade. Look at, if you've seen this game without it, the old models are just nothing compared to these. It's an A-wing, obviously. Cyclecraft. It's an assault gunboat. B-wing. Just look at the detail on these compared to the old ones. I haven't even looked at some of these since the last patch on this. The fire spray is awesome. You can see Boba Fett in the cockpit there as well. Missile boat. If you ever played TIE Fighter, those were the ones you got in the extra sort of Thrawn DLC campaign. Well, not DLC, expansion pack campaign, and they were horrifically overpowered. But fortunately, you don't have to fight many of these. And this, these are, you know, your standard. They haven't really done a new model for these, but that's because they're hideous, and who cares? Those are definitely a new model. That actually doesn't look bad. Prey birds. Just even like the guys who've done the XWA mod, they haven't just skimped out. There's like a couple of models where they haven't done much work, but most of them have been like overhauled massively. That was you may remember that from the Enkidu, that one that attacked us in the right beginning of the game. But we've got the R41. I'm just going to go through the ships here and have a look at some of them. So you see the sheer amount of stuff they've put into the game. Skip ray blast boats. I mean, look at the models. Even stuff like that. T-wings. Never liked T-wings, but we got The TIE Avengers, which are based on the TIE X1. TIE Bomber. My personal favourite starfighter in the Star Wars galaxy, the TIE Defender. It's an amazing ship. They were horrendously overpowered in TIE Fighter. You only got them right at the end of the campaign, but they're so good. They are just... You do face them a few times in this game as well, and if you face TIE Defenders, you know you're in trouble because they are evil, evil ships. They're nearly as fast as an A-Wing or a TIE Interceptor. They've got beam weapons, they've got shields, they've got hyperdrives, and they've got 6 cannons. They are deadly. Got TIE Fighters, of course. And we've got good old TIE Interceptors, also awesome ships. And of course, the favourite of Baron Suntifel, best pilot in the galaxy next to Wedge Antilles. Tusken Fighters, and of course the X-Wing. And as much as I like all the other ships in the game, personally, for actually flying the ships in the game, the X-Wing is the best ship. Aside from the TIE Defender, but again, like I said, this is a Rebel game, so you don't really get to fly Imperial ships often. Z-95s are, for those you don't know, they're basically what was sort of the forerunner to the X-Wing, and they're not very good, but they're fun. And we start to get into capital ships, the boarding shuttles, assault transports, assault shuttles. Let's just skip ahead a bit. And of course the Millennium Falcon, which is not the same as a regular Corellian frigate. It's got turrets top and bottom, and it's got that sensor dish. Deflector shield dish, I think it is technically, but... Mirians. Let's go forward a bit. What's the Delta class Stormtrooper transport? It's kind of cool. The standard Corellian YT-300C without the turret on the bottom and without the dish. And the YT-2000, which is the Artana. And then the YT-2400, which is Dash Rendar's ship, the Outrider. They are awesome looking ships. I love these things. Combat utility vehicles. Let's skip forward a bit. Let's, cargo containers, obviously there's lots of those. Cargo can... Blah, blah, blah. Boring, 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 boring. Medium transport. Modified action transport. Worth noting, the modified action transport is what Talon Card uses as a ship in the expanded universe, so... Assault frigates. Let's look at some of the... We start to get into the actual nasty capital ships. Now we've got an assault frigate there. Bulk cruiser. A Carrack-like cruiser. These are nasty. Got lots of laser cannons. Very dangerous to ships. Well, if you took those little patrol ships, they're not as dangerous as some of the dedicated anti-fighter ships, but they're pretty good. Of course, the CR-90 Corellian Corvette, as you may know from the films, the blockade runner from the first movie. Sorry about that break there, I just had to... Sorry, I got interrupted there. Let me just carry on there. Corellian gunship, which is, again, from this one, it's like the Corellian Corvette, but it's more heavily armed. It's designed, well, like it says on the screen there. You can see most of the descriptions. It sort of defeats the point of me telling you all this, but... the Dreadnoughts, in the original sort of EU, they were basically old sort of Clone War era ships, and sort of pre-Clone War era ships, old Republic ships, really. Which the Empire still had a lot of them. They were still very good ships, and they made up the Katana fleet as well, which was a lost sort of fleet of sort of droid-controlled slave ships. There's a whole plot about those in the expanded universe, and it's an awesome story. And I think it's a real shame that they've sort of declared all that stuff non-canon now, because, well, I can see why they'd done it, but there was a lot of it, and some of it was drivel, but some of it was really cool, and ships like this are awesome. And we've got the escort carrier. It's basically a big cargo bay, a big hangar bay with engines. And of course, we've got the Imperial Star Destroyer. The RSD-1. and the ISD-2, which is slightly bigger, slightly more heavily armed, basically the same ship, but with more guns and better shields. Imperial Research Ship, I don't remember that. Yeah. Interdictor Cruiser, these are horrible. They have gravity wells to stop you jumping to hyperspace. I'm sure at some point during this campaign there'll be times where we have to kill one of these before we can escape. It's a dangerous ship in its own right as well. The Lancer class frigate, these are vicious, because you see, look at the thing for starters, it is covered in laser batteries. It is devastating to starfighters. 20 quad laser cannons. It's very fragile for a frigate, but it fires a lot of guns at a lot of anti-starfighter guns. It's dedicated fighter killer. We got Corellian light cruiser. Sorry, not Corellian, Mon Calamari light cruiser. MC-40. The MC-80 cruiser, which is the winged version Mon Calamari. It's the Liberty type design. And then you've got the MC-80A Chatwar type, which is another sort of fatter Mon Calamari cruiser. In the sort of fluff, yeah, I say it's on the screen there. The Mon Calamari cruisers were originally designed as passenger liners, but they were really well shielded and really tough. And the Mon Calamari obviously refitted them to be warships, and they were really good warships, and able to go toe-to-toe with a... this I don't actually know. CR-92. It's like an Imperial Corvette with better guns, basically. Kind of looks ugly with that sort of fat neck at the front, though. I'm not sure I like it. And of course the Nebulon B, which you may know as the medical frigate from Star Wars, but they weren't just medical ships. Just that particular one happened to be the medical frigate. But Nebulon B frigates are just good, solid ships. They're old, but they're tough, and they've got a good fighter complement. Nebulon B2 was a sort of slightly tougher Nebulon B, like it was basically a Nebulon B which has been beefed up and sort of hammered together from a couple of Nebulon Bs, basically. You got the Strike Cruiser, which is a later design Imperial ship. It's like a smaller ship than Star Destroyers. I'm actually really hoping, if any of you play like tabletop games, Star Wars Armada I've been getting into lately, which is a sort of Star Wars tabletop fleet combat game, and it's fantastic fun. And I'm really hoping we're going to see some of these other ships in there in time. And of course, the Super Star Destroyer, which is a ridiculously powerful ship. It's like 12 kilometers long or something insane like that. Yep. It carries 12 starfighter squadrons. That's full squadrons, each of 12 fighters. And the Victory class Star Destroyers are sort of holdovers from the Clone Wars. They're older, they're a lot smaller than them, they only carry 2 squadrons, but they're still very dangerous. The VSD-2 is refitted with more laser weapons and less missiles. The first one had the VSD-1 had a lot of missile batteries compared to most Star Destroyers. And then I think we're back to the beginning again. Yep. Okay, so yeah, we got Golan defense platforms here, which are kind of ugly. I don't think they've really given really new models. No, they haven't. Okay, so yeah, anyway, we are joined up with the Rebellion. Let's go have a look in here.
You really performed well in that
We've got... Oh, this is where things start getting interesting. We've
you
got...
had better report to the ready room.
A Red Group recruiting poster now. First into action, and the first to recruit new replacement pilots are those who flew into action first. Wait a minute. That doesn't fill me with a great deal of confidence. What else we got? We've got our pilot's helmet here, which has on the front the rank here, which is certified. That's our current pilot rating, basically, sort of. We have our recruit uniform up here. We are currently a recruit. That is our rank. These will now go up as we carry on through the game. Let's have a look at our email. We've got our Rebbel Alliance service record, our family missions. So I suppose technically no, we're not an ace yet because we haven't got a tour of duty record for the Rebels. My sister's very proud of me. MK thinks the Empire is being arrogant and we can blow them all up. And Olin Garn says, welcome to the Rebellion, basically. So, yeah. Let's go back out to the concourse. And before we go to the next briefing, we'll start the the next proper campaign, the proper Rebellion campaign now, as we begin our training as a qualified starfighter pilot. But that'll all be next episodes.
Welcome aboard the Defiant. Report immediately to the ready room for your level 1 qualification flight.
Thank you very much, announcer. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, the initial few missions there, the family missions, are kind of dull, I know. And I know a lot of people will probably skip those straight to this point, because like I say, I'll pop a link in the first video to here, because this is where the actual main game, I consider, starts properly. And, yeah, if you like the video, click like. If you want to see more, click subscribe, and I hope to see you more in future. Cheers, guys. Bye.